Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July, moving into early August 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for our beautiful Taurus friends in late July, early August? It is Leo season at the moment. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see who might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But yeah, let's rock. Let's get it going here, my friends. Let's see what we have for Taurus in late July, early August. What's the vibe? What's the energy? God, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun today, my good friends. Let's get this card out nice and quick. There we go. Cool. A little sleepy. I might have picked that up for you last week as well. I don't think it was the exact same card, but this, you see this person, it's like they're ready to take a nap, or they're in the midst of taking a nap. Now, I do think there's other really cool things that we could pull from this card when it comes to the mind and imagination and creativity. But it, like when it first popped out, it felt a little sleepy for some reason. So before we fully dive into that, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this gentleman here wearing pajamas, little nightcap. There's like little mice doing a dance, beautiful etheric background. We even have a dream catcher. So there's a lot of symbolism that does connect to sleep here. If I were to give a tarot equivalent, it is similar to like the Four of Swords, Four of Cups combination. If I were to take two and combine it. So again, for some of you, this could be spirits that are like, hey, Taurus, take a little rest, take a little vacation, recharge the batteries. It doesn't mean like sleep, sleep, sleep. For some of you, watch your energy levels. Like if you need a nap, take a nap, right? Like there's something about that too. There could be some importance around dreams as well. So whether you're receiving dreams, having very vivid dreams, maybe you're having some funky ones, this card does link into all that kind of stuff. But there's also a creativity that I connect with this card. Like when I think of dreams, I think of imagination. So any sort of creative pursuit, highly favored. Creative ways of looking at things, solving things. This is very good for ideas. The only big downside to it, aside from you being tired, would be potential head in the clouds overthinking. So just watch that your mind isn't getting away from you when this is here. So we're going to let him keep taking his nap. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Taurus friends. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So there was tower energy showing up, and that seems to be a frequent flyer in recent weeks, but it was actually a good one. The reading was titled A Shocking Win. Now, I always say wins, victories, they come in all different shapes and sizes. So whether it's like a monetary thing, a work-based thing, could be a personal relationship thing, maybe you just had some really great days, or maybe something went way better than expected. I hope that's the case. I hope you got one, but just know energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, so that good tower might still be coming in. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for our Taurus friends. What's happening? There we go. Very first shuffle, that card popped out. We got the 2 of Cups, other people's energy. That seems to be a big theme for all the earth sign placements for some reason this week, more so than usual. So I like the 2 of Cups. I mean, if you're not watching for any personal relationship things, that's a very easy flowing, easy going type of energy. We got our good friend here, the King of Wands, chilling right there in the center. That's interesting. Is that a curveball of some kind? Let's get one more. Okay. 3 of Wands. You have a lot of fire this week, my friends, which again, that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. But just watch out for a sense of urgency for some reason. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements first. I feel like it builds a nice foundation and tells us how the energy might be flowing. Now, this week, there's a lot of fire in your midst, and there's a little bit of water. Cool. Now, water is very comfortable. for Taurus placements. Like water and earth work very well together. And water is the matters of heart, matters of feeling, matters of emotion. Similar to that dreamy card we were just picking up, it's very imaginative and creative. It's the suit of personal relationships and connections. It is also the suit of anything or situation that we're emotionally invested in. And it could just represent someone's emotional well being in general. So I normally like water. The only downside to it is just like the tides, it ebbs and flows. It's up, it's down, it's back and forth. So we need to keep an eye on that because sometimes water can overwhelm us out of nowhere. But then the real big kicker that I think is super important this week is the abundance of fire. Now, fire is the realm of action to me. With the King of Wands, Three of Wands, whether it's the actions you take, the actions you don't take, the actions other people take. It could be energy levels. It's another theme we're picking up again. Usually, fire is very high vibrational, high frequency. So sometimes it shows up when we're feeling great, when our energy levels are through the roof, but it can also show up when it's a little bit down. It could also deal with health and wellness. That's an important thing. The only downside to fire is the volatility attached to it, right? Fire is very hard to contain and it can be very explosive. So that's something we really want to take a very close look at, especially with people with earthy placements. This can manifest as like pressure for people with Taurus placements. So let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, the beautiful Two of Cups. Now, we spoke heavily about the water. You see these two people, they're sharing a beverage, sharing a drink. This is a beautiful card of soul ties, soul connections, or just important people in our lives. It doesn't just have to be romance. This could be a really good friend, very close family member. Uh, you name it. Like, this is a very close connection where me and this person, we're on a very similar frequency. It's someone that will pick up the phone anytime you need to talk, or it's someone that would always be there for you. So I love this. And there is a bit of soul recognition whenever the Two of Cups is here. It's a really nice card. Now, again, if you're not doing anything with personal relationships, if all your personal relationships are good, this card could kind of represent that. But it's just a nice flow. Like there's no forcing, there's no pushing, there's no trying when it comes to the Two of Cups, which is great. Now, the downside of the Two of Cups, sometimes it can represent miscommunications, you and the person that you're normally pretty close with not being on a similar frequency. So it's something we'll watch out for. But normally I love the Two of Cups. There's no forcing involved. It's like we're just letting this flow. Now, moving to the middle, the energy does do a change on us. It does do a little shift already. And that's why it's going to be very important for us to clarify it. We got the King of Wands. Now, the thing with all kings, if you're not connected to a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, kings represent control, their suit. And what was I speaking about the fire? Hard to contain, hard to control. And it's all about actions. Now, in the positive sense with the King of Wands, it's very entrepreneurial, very outgoing, very motivated. This is a shot caller type of energy where it's like, this is where I'm going and this is what we're doing. Usually it could be laser focused, but a big theme with this card is how much attention we are giving certain things. Are we giving too much attention to this thing? Are we not giving enough attention to this situation? All of that can be in play with the King of Wands because it's about dividing your time. We only have so many hours in a day. We only have so much energy to give. So there could be something like that that we need to tap in with as we move through the reading. Now, the downside with the King of Wands, when he shows up in reverse, this energy is wild. This energy is just like it's out there. It could be like a party animal. It could be risky. It could just be a very volatile type of energy. Because remember, he represents control. So him in reverse represents a loss of control. So that's something we want to keep an eye on. It's just really explosive. Now here on the back end, we do have a bit of a different shade of the fire. We have the Three of Wands. Now, whereas the King of Wands is very proactive, this one is kind of a wait and see. We see this person, they're right there, they're at the sea line, they're waiting for those ships to come in. This is a card that can show someone who's in wait and see type of mode or being patient. I'm going to wait and see how this goes, right? It could also represent something that's on its way. I always say that this is like not an inevitability, but it's an energy where it's like, I'm expecting this thing. I'm expecting this thing to show up. I'm expecting this thing to happen. So normally the Three of Wands is great. It's huge when it comes to manifesting and magnetically pulling things towards you. I really like this card. But the downside of the Three of Wands, it could wait too long, or it's an energy that can feel like it's wasting its time sometimes. So we really need to look because it's like we have the beautiful balance and we have an energy that could be a little explosive and wild. Then we have this energy where it's like the complete opposite. So there's a lot of up and down I'm getting this week. Let's go through. I want to dive deeper in all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. And I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Two of Cups. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the Two of Cups here? Could this just be a conversation? Could it be? That's actually really, really nice. I mean, we got the Ten of Pentacles in the upright. This is beautiful, beautiful energy. Now, this could be highlighting someone that's like either like family or is family, because this is one of my cards of family where it's like you feel like home. There's something like that. It's really cute, actually. But the Ten of Pentacles to me is solid, stable. It represents wins and victories, where it's like, yeah, no, I like this how it is, where this energy feels solid and stable. So I think that's a beautiful way to start off the energy. Now, I am getting this different thing here, okay? With the King of Wands looking on while all this is going on, it's like somebody observing. I'm getting it. I know he's not the Page of Swords. I know he's not the Watcher of the Tarot deck. But just with how the picture looks here, it's like the King of Wands is watching this happen and watching that happen. So again, could it be about attention, where you're putting your attention? Could this be Spirit saying like, hey, Taurus, like maybe try to fill your mind with the positive things or see the silver lining? There could be an advice about that, about the power of positive mindset, which I got that in the Virgo reading too. I don't want to call this nosy just yet, so but I would still watch out for that, like any nosy individuals or someone that's like trying to get information. But back to this message, Ten of Pentacles, that's winner victory territory, especially underneath the Two of Cups. It's like, all right, this is great. I like this. I love this. This is beautiful. It's comfortable. It feels like home. This is like best case scenario on the front end. So if this is an energy that's coming in, I mean, we can't get much better than that, whether it's relationship wise or not. Like this energy just feels so comfortable. So that's a great way to start. But I want to see where all this goes. Because again, with the water and earth combination, it represents blessings and abundance, and those are the elements that you are most comfortable with. But I really want to see how it gets when we get into these elements that are a little bit outside of the comfort zone, if you get what I mean. So let's keep moving. We're going to go in on the King of Wands. We'll see what he has. I mean, I've been eyeing that card up since it came out. So why is the King of Wands here? I really want to see what's up with the three as well. So why is that King of Wands here? Yeah, it's a little nosy. All right. Yeah, I got another thing. So Taurus, I just have to mention, I connect with a lot of Tauruses in personal sessions, and I know a lot of beautiful Tauruses in my personal life. Um, from what I know from my experience, you could correct me if I'm wrong, trying to force a Taurus to do or not do something usually does not turn out well. Right? Like that's a big thing with Taurus energy where it's like usually chill and laid back, but if you feel like you're forced to do this or forced to not do that, it could leave a sour taste. And that's kind of how this energy feels in the center, where like this energy is looking good, it's looking great, it's looking happy. This one has like a sour taste in its mouth because it feels like it's being forced into action or into inaction, where it's like I can't say anything, I can't do anything. All I have to do is watch this unfold. Now, again, I'm not saying that's the worst thing in the world, but the Page of Cups, before I go off on too much of a tangent, usually pages represent communication, conversation. It's open. This one, especially when it comes to emotional outpourings. So when I see it in reverse, underneath this King of Wands, looking on, I don't want to say it's just nosy, but there is like this little bit of a bitter, I don't want to say jealous. It could even be like a disgruntled type of energy to watch out for, because it's like, oh, this energy has it all. I can't say anything about it. I can't do anything about it. Like there's this little bitter type of undertone that I'm picking up here. So again, watch out for anyone displaying jealousy. Watch out for anyone displaying bitter tendencies, because it's like they have it all. I used to have that, where it's like this odd energy where there's like this anger that I'm picking up here, and I knew this is where the vibe switch was because this is nice. This one is not so nice. So watch out for the bitterness, the anger. We're gonna keep moving. That volatile energy is there. So what's going on the Three of Wands? I don't want to hyper fixate on that. I don't want to focus on it too much, but it's so different the way it's presenting itself to me from this front end. Let's go in on the Three of Wands and we'll see. So why is the Three of Wands here? And we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. Okay, I mean, a little bit more of the same, my friends. A little bit more of the same. So we have Lady Justice in reverse underneath the Three of Wands. Now we have a little air to the mixture, the fire air combination on the back end. Lady Justice usually represents balance. She represents, considering things and weighing this and weighing that. It's Libra energy. We normally love this vibe. So when I see her in reverse underneath the Three of Wands, it's like someone purposefully ignoring something or purposely trying to get a reaction where it's like, okay, if I do this, are they going to do anything? Or if I don't do this, are they going to do anything? So I really, especially combined with what we have here in the center, watch out for any things, people trying to get reactions out of you, poking, prodding, the forcing, like all this energy here on the back end is where it gets clunky, because I love what we have here in the front. Like if we could just like isolate this, claim this, and go on about our week, beautiful. But this is like outside noise. This is outside stuff. Lady Justice in reverse underneath the Three of Wands, it just feels like it's trying to get a reaction. Where you know how sometimes people act like everything's fine, everything's okay, but you know just from the tone of their voice that that's not true. Where it's like, I feel something off. I know something's bothering you. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's like one of those. Like someone just trying to say they're fine just to placate or just because they don't want to speak about something. So, like, it does get a little choppy here on the back end. And I'm not saying it's your energy. And even if it is, right? And no judgment here, but it is showing disgruntled and it is showing like trying to get a reaction as well. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. We got a lot of stuff happening here, Taurus. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we start with the Two of Cups, Ten of Pentacles in the upright combo. Beautiful chef's kiss, right? Like it's one of the best combinations. It feels like home, feels comfortable, feels beautiful. It feels like everything. So if that's what's coming in, take it, claim it, love it. But it gets choppy when we get to the outside stuff because we have the King of Wands with the Page of Cups in reverse underneath it. First, it felt to me like somebody either forcing themselves to do something or forcing themselves to not do something or feeling pressured. So watch out for that. But aside from that, it did feel like a little angry, maybe jealous, a little bitter, where it's like, this person has it all. Why can't I get that? Why can't I have that? Why don't I ever get a lucky break? It's like one of those, or it's like, I want what they have. Like it's unique. I don't normally get messages like this. Moving to the back end, a little bit more of the same in the energetic undertone. We have the Three of Wands with the Justice card in reverse. Again, watch out for any legalities. Watch out for anything you put your signature on with Lady Justice here. But to me, it feels like I'm poking for a response. I'm prodding for a response. I'm watching. So I'm going to say this and see how they respond. Or I'm not going to say this and see how they respond. It's like somebody trying to gauge a reaction. So I'm not saying it's someone that's going to be trying to get attention, but it's definitely paying very close attention to like micro movements and hints, if that makes sense. So we're just going to leave it at that. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get your one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. Thank you. Cool. Three of Wands. So, I mean, same as within the reading itself. And here we go. It's depicted a little differently with that octopus. So there is this sense of anticipation happening, whether it's coming from you or from somebody else, or this wait and see. Now, if this is an advice, this could be spirit saying like, hey, Taurus, sometimes the best thing to do is to not do anything for the time being. So that could be a piece of advice. But the shadow card of this, remember, it's observing, it's expecting something. It, what I was seeing here, trying to see what the reactions are, looking at like the micro movements of things. So just watch out for that in this time. Worst case scenario, the Three of Wands can feel like it's wasting its time. So watch out for any things, situations that you might be dealing with where it's like, what's the point? Because that's how this card shows up. So we're just going to put it down right there, my friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must-have, or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most, or jumped out to you the most, or resonated with you? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.